Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to create a magic ring with fluffy yarn. I have a couple tips and tricks for you, some that I do for myself, some that I've learned along the way, and I can't wait to share them with you, so let's get into it. All right, so this is the yarn that I tend to use for all of my stuffies, either Baby Snuggle or Honey Bunny yarn. It's 100% polyester and it's like a chenille yarn, super really soft and fluffy, and it makes for a really cozy stuffy. I find they're a lot nicer, especially if you're gifting them to children. But I find that this yarn can be very hard to work with. Because it's polyester, it does fall apart very easily. So you have to be really careful when you're working with it. So I'll just kind of give you an example here. So this is the end here of the yarn. I'm just going to bring you in a little bit. Now, as you can see, if I just pull this, it just comes right off. It's just so friable that it just comes apart really easily. So a lot of the time you'll have issues with your magic ring because once you create your magic ring, you won't be able to close it because the yarn will catch, and it can be one of the most frustrating things. I know because it happens to me all the time. You may not see it on videos, but sometimes it takes me 3, 4, 5 times to do a magic ring in order to get it to work. So I am just going to do a demonstration on how to do the magic ring, and then I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to make the magic ring work for your chunky yarn. So to begin, what we're going to do is we're going to anchor the yarn end on our ring finger right here. And we're going to wrap our yarn around our 3 fingers twice, and then you're going to anchor it with your pinky. Now you should have 2 parallel lines on the top and a cross on the back. So we'll do that one more time. So we're going to anchor with the yarn end going towards our pinky. We're going to hold that with our thumb, wrap around once, and then we're going to wrap around on the back so it's cross, and on the top so it's parallel. And then we're going to anchor with our pinky. So once we're in this position, what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook, we're going to go underneath the top loop, over top the back loop, like this. So underneath the front, over top of the back. Next, we're going to pull that through to create an A. If you can see the A there. Next, we're going to turn our hook upwards. So the point is pointing up and you have a little loop on your hook. Lastly, this yarn that you have anchored over by your pinky here, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull that through to create our magic ring. Now for our magic ring, this yarn end is going to be how we adjust the end. And see here, that is usually the cause of why you can't close your magic rings, because when you're creating the magic ring and you're tightening it, it causes some yarn loss. And then when you go to pull it later, you're going to have issues because it's going to pull and it's not going to pull through your magic ring. So that is how you adjust your loop. This is your loop right here, and this is your working yarn. So when we're working into the magic ring, we're using both, we're crocheting into the loop and over top of our yarn end, our yarn tail, like this. So we're going to go into the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, over top of both of those strands. Just like this. And then when you're done, you're just going to pull this end here and see mine's not going to close. And see, this is the issue that you have. So if I pull and pull and pull, you can see here that the yarn has been lost right here, and this isn't closing. And so eventually if you pull hard enough, it's just going to break on you, and then you get frustrated and you throw it across the room. So I'm going to show you some techniques and suggestions and tips to help you with your magic ring with chunky yarn. So what I tend to do, which I would say works about 80% of the time, it's not foolproof, but it does work for me most of the time, is I'm going to create my magic ring. So again, I'm just anchoring here with my thumb. I'm going to wrap around to my bottom of my ring finger, and then I'm going to cross it over, and I'm going to anchor it on the top with 2 parallel lines on the top and across on the back. I'm going to go under the front, over the back, pull through to create an A, turn your hook up, and then we're going to grab this yarn over by my pinky, yarn over, and pull through. Now, like I said before, it's that process I find that makes the yarn break. So what I tend to do is I'm going to pull my yarn first. So if there is any breakage in there from creating the magic ring, I'm going to pull that out. And then what I find works for me is crocheting a little bit looser for my first round. Now I crochet with quite tight tension, so I think that's a big reason why I have a hard time with this. So I'm just going to crochet 1, 2, 3, and then I usually will just pull a little bit, and then I'll continue on, because I find the more I have on my hook or in my magic ring, the harder it is to pull through. So I'm going to do a total of 6. So there's 5, and there's 6. And now I'm going to just pull that, and it's going to slide for me. And there is our magic ring. So for me, that works 80% of the time. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but that's what I tend to do. But I will show you one more technique that I learned from another crocheter that I think will work 100% of the time for you if you have issues with making a magic ring with this yarn. Alright, so I learned this technique on Instagram actually, and I will tag the person who did it originally. Her handle on Instagram is Crochet by Riley, and I think it's genius. So what she does is she starts her magic rings with a medium weight yarn. So it's the exact same process to make the magic ring. You're going to anchor with your ring, you're going to wrap it around and cross it in the back and have a parallel on the top and anchor it again with your pinky. Go under the top, over the back, pull through and create an A. Turn your hook, and then you're going to grab this side strand, yarn over, and pull through. Now, a medium weight yarn is much more forgiving, so I think that's why this works so well. But what she does next is she grabs her fluffy yarn and she's going to attach this on here, just like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crochet into our magic ring the exact same way you would, but you're going to be crocheting over top of the medium weight yarn. So there's 3, 4, 5, let's see, I missed a little bit of that one. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you just pull your medium weight tail and it closes up fully, and because we're using chunky yarn, you cannot see the yarn anymore. So you can just continue crocheting along around in your magic ring, and that medium weight yarn that you use to initially create the magic ring will only be seen on the inside or the back, but on the front it is completely hidden. So I think that that is a genius idea, an amazing way to combat that difficulty of creating magic rings with fluffy yarn. And there you go. So I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Thank you, Crochet by Riley, for showing me that amazing technique. I hope it helps. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!